So hello everyone, you joined me on a very sunny evening. Well, actually it's afternoon, coming into the evening now, and I'm looking at my sister's rear wheel, realizing it's got a big problem. Luckily enough, I've bought near enough every part that's needed to fix the problem. So let's have a look real quick. So as you can see, this wheel is not in the right place. Looking from here, it's tilted inwards and angled like that, so in and angled. Show you all very quickly compared to this side, which is what it should look like apart from the damage. Sister's car got hit while she was parked up. You can see the wheel fitment there in how that's supposed to be. Again, from the top point of view, see if that's against the body. See this line, that line just there, the wheel line is flat. Wow, that's not good. And same again. So the toe in is completely wrong, but it's alright, we're gonna get everything sorted. Yesterday was actually when I recorded all that. I spent a little bit of time cleaning out the garage behind me, but here you can see all the parts that I've gotten so far for my sister's 535D. So very quickly, what have we got? Basically every suspension, control arm and bushing, apart from anti-roll bar ones. We didn't need to do the anti-roll bars. I can't see the other one of these. I'm not sure if it's in one of the boxes. Track control arm, but I'm guessing it's in one of the other boxes. I'm gonna have to quickly search for that. But I do have to say big thank you to A2Z Car Parts in Birmingham. Now they really hooked me up with this. Gave me, honestly, the best price that you can get. But yeah, they'll be able to hook you up with the car parts at a really good price. The one Phoebe box over there was because First Line actually themselves didn't have it in stock to ship out to A2Z. So instead of waiting around a good few days, possibly even weeks, I just thought get the Phoebe one. But you probably noticed that big box in the middle. So let me show you the big box. This is some coilovers from YellowSpeed. As you can see, ooh, they look tasty. Should you have a quick look at them? These coilovers, really nice quality. They're the YellowSpeed Dynamic Pro Sport ones. I've heard really good things about them, so definitely thought give them a try out, see what it's actually like. And from the feel of them so far, feel really high quality. For the materials, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not the best person to give an in-depth review on these as it is at the moment, because I don't know enough about all the materials. But what I do know is it looks great in yellow, black and gold. That's just a wicked color combination. With these, I think the best way to actually review them will be, one, how does it install, and two, how does it feel once it's installed? Does it still keep that comfortable ride that you'd want, but also being able to give a little bit lower of a stance? So it'd be interesting to see all of that. My sister is very excited about getting the coilovers onto the car. She's never had coilovers on a car before. She loves her 535D, amazing car. So I'm just gonna double check for that one part over there, but otherwise everything's here. Update as suspected, the other one of those is that one there. So looks to be everything good, clear. Move this all out of the way, now I've got to bring the 5 Series in. So I've been able to undo all the wheel nut bolts, or at least break them loose. Now I haven't taken off the wheels off this car in a very long time. It's my sister's car, it used to be mine. So it's been a while since I've touched anything with this car, and damn, I was really panicked. I was just hoping that none of the wheel nuts will shred or anything like that, because I don't know when they were last taken off or anything. Luckily, got them all off. Next part, jack the car up. Car is finally up in the air. Whew, I am tired. Genuinely, loosening wheel nuts and jacking the whole car up takes a lot more time than you realize. That's taken me, I think, let me check the time now. Yeah, it's taken me best part of an hour, I would say, maybe over an hour. Literally, yes, the nuts on the wheels were all really tight, but wheel nuts, all 4 wheels, jacking the car up. So jack the car up, you have to jack the front up to jack up the rear. Put a jack stand up over here, and then go to the other side, do the other one, and then go to the front middle, and then jack up the front of the engine, and then you'll be able to put jack stands on the bottom. Go from the car looking like this to this. There you go, the wheels are all off the car. Now we're going to go around the car, just inspect everything, check all the suspension. I already know that rear right suspension is going to be interesting to look at. So like I said, doesn't really matter what's wrong right now because we've got everything to fix it with. We're just gonna look around. This side suspension looks okay, not too bad. Bits and pieces probably could do with a change. Nothing's really standing out to me. Let's see how it looks behind here. Yeah, this car's seen a lot of dirt. Let's check out the front. Front looks decent, not too bad at all. I know that my sister was getting quite a little bit of knocking noises. I think with the drop links and stuff like that, they were starting to make their way out. We will definitely end up seeing more of the damage once we get all these parts off. Checking over on this side, I can start seeing actually the drop link there. Doesn't look best pleased. Hopefully you can see this. Ta-da! It is completely coming off over here. So that's the drop link coming off. Look at that! Yeah, there we go. That's the winning part. That's the part that made my sister have to get coilovers. So that's not good. Brake pads and discs could do with a change in the future as well. But it's definitely going to be nice to get the car to the point where it's going to just be really refreshed. What I'm going to do now is kind of WD-40/plus gas everything as much as I can. Just heating up some rusted parts. And that's enough heat there. It's still moving inside. So the tie rod end, it's pretty rusted, and the little part of the bolt that goes through and gets the nut put onto, you should be able to put a Torx bit through it. Well, the actual Torx area to that bolt doesn't want to play anymore. It's given up on life. It's 21mm from what I can tell, but yeah, this is not wanting to play ball anymore. And the Torx bit is a T40, I think. Tried a T45, that didn't work. I'm pretty sure it's a T40. There's the amount of rust that went inside of it, not playing ball. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. If we come in through here, this piece just here, not wanting to play ball with me. I haven't even tried anywhere else. I'm going to be replacing the outer and inner part, so don't need to worry about that part at the moment. So just need to remove this bolt there and the bolt for the rear controller, the rear control arm as well. But this just does not want to play. It's really annoying. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where I need to chop it off, but if it does get to that point, I don't mind doing it. It's annoying. Another thing that I have noticed though is this has decided to break to the point where just there you can see it's actually pierced through the metal. So it's actually been kind of skimming the brake pad down a little bit. Sorry, so it's actually been skimming the brake disc down a little bit. So that's not something you want. So I'm gonna need to remove this later on as well and get that replaced. It's just basically rusted off there, which then meant that this part is no longer being held against the actual hub. So yeah, and got the old drop link off. This was the damaged one, which you can kind of see it's come apart here. I haven't checked the bottom out, but we'll have a look at this compared to the new one shortly. The bottom looks okay. You can see how they have these little Torx bits on the inside. That's basically to hold it in place. You put something there, hold it in place while you undo the nut, otherwise this whole thing keeps spinning. But that's not wanting to do that at the moment. So, a little bit of progress. I thought I'd update you guys. So, tried undoing this, didn't work. The bit inside, the Torx bit, decided to kind of go weird on me, but angle grind it all off. Voila. Oof. But yeah, you can see just how battered the internal bit is. I tried cutting a line into it, then tried cutting down through it. None of that was working, so yeah. Well, that's one way to get the nut off. And now, if I lower this, ta-da! Yes, that looks good. Yes, finally scrub. I have a strong feeling that the angle grinder might get used a fair amount on this. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But right, so that's the tie rod ends off. Up next, I don't know, but that bolt there, this one decided to break on me as well. Let me just put this down where it is. So voila, nicely sheared off. Luckily it's past the halfway point, so this will become easy to remove. I've left the shock in place, even though the bolts, everything for it is loose. I've left it in place because while that's there, it means the whole arm is a little bit less playful, which will mean undoing bolts and bits and pieces on the control arms and stuff be much easier. So I thought leave that all connected while I do that. My head has been getting a bit of a beating from doing all this, but finally making some progress. So each one of the bolts, let me grab one of the bits. So wishbones, the insides to these here, for all of them, I think they are a T40. I made a mistake on one of the other ones earlier, the one that I had to cut off. I think I was using a T35 for it. Now the problem with that is you end up shredding the insides, but I was struggling to get the T40 in there earlier because it had so much dirt in there. So what I actually did was on this one, I got this little picking tool and just kept picking out all the dirt, wire brush, picking out some more. And right when I thought I had roughly it all together, got the T40 in there, hammered it in on some extensions, and it looks like it's fitted in there. So I've got breaker bar attached here. It's 21 millimeters, but I've already loosened everything. I'm just using the 22 for the time being to just basically to get that nice and loose. So bit by bit we are making progress, which is good news. Holding on to the breaker bar at the top, that's the wrong size, but here is my 22, and just bit by bit, woo! This is always the worst bit. I think all the dirt has come up to the top now, so just gotta clean it up. If I get the picking tool now, see just how much dirt is inside of there. You gotta respect the fact that yes, this has actually been exposed to the elements all this time, all these years, so you can't expect it not to get dirty. Back in there, nice and tight. And hopefully this will stay. Damn it, really don't want the same issue as I had earlier. It just doesn't want to move off the top. So this is taking a lot more time than I originally anticipated. Just at the moment, actually having to remove the anti-roll bar because it blocks access to the front wishbone parts, so you gotta remove it. Got this new DeWalt impact wrench, which literally, it's a beast. For the size of it, it just destroys everything. So look at that. I've already loosened up the other side, so it was just a matter of loosening up this side, loosening up the bottom one here. Everything with this car just wants to be a fight. This goes. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Yay. Don't drop anything on your own head and knock yourself out. You know, when it comes to working on cars, the hardest bit is always going to be with space. So this 18mm bolt, well, nut I should say. Let me set the camera up properly. So at the moment, this 18mm bolt that I'm trying to remove is being the bane of my life. So you have to remove the anti-roll bar to even get to it, which is fun on its own. It's not too bad, as you would have seen. Yes. Whew. But actually, I just realized if I get the 18mm with the breaker bar, why didn't I think of this before? Damn it. Alright, this is the smallest size breaker bar that I have. Hopefully this fits. And, well, okay, if I remove this, maybe it'll fit. Will it fit? Yes, it will. It's always like a workout. Always a workout. Damn it. I just realized something so annoying. It's not even moving. Okay, that one looks like it's going to be good to me. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Put this guy back in there for now. Yeah, the car does have an engine oil leak that I'm going to need to diagnose at a later point. Perfect. Now I'll go do the same to the other side, and then we can carry on with the rest of the destruction. Ooh, actually, while I'm over here, see if I can get some movement. Oh, that guy looks like it's seized on real tight. We're trying to get that one loose and push it that way, but it doesn't want to do that. So unlike this one, which has started to come out, which will help later on, that one just wants to be annoying. I realized, well, I was about to go take off the brake caliper and I thought, wait a minute, there's something missing here. I don't know why I didn't notice that earlier, but the retainer clip's not here. Well, the whole piece that goes over and, you know, keeps the brake pads and caliper and all that in place, that's missing. So the garage that worked on this car before, well, you guys suck. That's all I can really say, because I don't know why that's missing. It shouldn't be missing. So I'm getting ready to remove the caliper off the hub right now, because what I'm actually going to be looking at doing is disconnecting that arm from the body. The tie rod end's already off, and this part I'm just going to have to cut, because I want to put this here. See that part there? Let's see if I can get a better angle for you guys. So this I don't want to have to damage in any way, so I'm going to cut this here so I can cut this out comfortably on its own. And then once that's cut out, I'll basically have the entire shock and hub and everything removable and easy to take out. So that's going to be good news. So first up now, take off the caliper. Got the two 7mm bolts that hold it on at the back. The brake cable is still there. I've disconnected the plug wire for the brake pad wear sensor, and yeah, take that off now, get the rest of it off. So just for clarification, everyone, it's another day and I'm actually working on the car bit by bit over a good few days. It's just something that I just feel, you know, it's quite a lot of work to do, and I just don't have the time to just solely focus on it. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things right now. But yeah, so it's the next day. I think I'm gonna try and finish off the front end of the car, with at least removing everything stuck on that one control arm. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut through that later on. And just starting on the driver's side now, which does seem to be a little bit easier, which is great news. So I'll show you guys that real quick. So driver's side, tie rod end has already come off. I need to focus on the next set of bolts, so the front control arm and the rear control arm, and just need to undo the bolts really at the bottom. Let's carry on. Let me show you what's happened. So you see this bolt here, this has gotten lost, whereas if I bring this all the way around here, that's where the bolt was originally. This headpiece was just attached here. As I've loosened that, because of the amount of rust inside here, it's just caused, even though that nut's loose, the whole bolt's just basically sheared off. So I need to try and extract this bolt from this end now, and that's not very fun. So you might think that I should be able to just tap this bolt out now, but it's not so easy. In fact, coming over to the driver's side over here, I've been able to remove the bolt, and as you can see on this side, I'll try and get the camera in. It's got a bit of a thread on it. So the bolt, once you release the nut off on that side, you're able to extract the bolt from this side. So now you can see that, yes, that extended bolt is basically going through the entire control arm, but it's also basically actually tightened into it. So I gotta apply loads of lubricating fluid on that, which I have been doing over some time. Gonna probably apply a little bit of heat onto it, but also use the 2-nut method, which is to tighten 2 nuts together and being able to extract it out that way. So I'm gonna quickly attempt that, and we'll be able to carry on this video. So sit rep, where am I right now? Front passenger side. Basically got everything that I need to kind of remove the front shock and everything like that off this side. I had to do some angle grinding again to get off the last few, or the last bolt. So let's have a quick look, shall we? That bolt there, I was very careful as I could be in terms of removing the bolt. See how it's shiny there? Well, there's only a little bit that I've really scratched up. There's only a really small bit there that I really kind of scratched up, but the rest of it is basically clean. Oh, this is a good little spot. But the rest of it is actually clean because of the nut being on there. So that's why that looks like that, which then means that this can basically be dropped out of here, allowing me to remove the shock control arm. The brake caliper has been removed. I need to undo this arm from the front because I'll need to angle grind the bottom one off. That was just again just too rusty, so I can't really take it off here right now. The good thing is, because I'm working on all these control arms, whatever is basically damaged I'm changing, and because I can take out basically the whole assembly, it just gives me that scope of being able to put it up onto the workbench, being able to cut things up over there and then bring them back over here. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the front bolt that holds the front control arm in place, or the center one, and then we'll carry on. It's really windy outside right now. Gotta say, having a kneeling pad like this one saves you so much heartache. So I've got this to basically balance the brake caliper on, so that I don't need to remove the brake lines when I am doing all this. This is part of the fun of working on cars, basically. I thought it'd be a good point to show you guys what I'm trying to remove right now. So this bolt right here, it's currently holding on that control arm, so that's the bolt removed, and this control arm should basically become free. Yay! Control arm's off. Look at it, it's all spinning around. So I'm gonna remove that other control arm, just the rear one, and then slowly drop the whole thing from the shock bolts. So much fun. So I've got the 113mm removed over there. Just gonna slowly bit by bit remove the top bolts. That's one fully off, two fully off as well from the other one. Don't want to lose the bolts. And now, just got to be careful. Now that bottom control arm doesn't want to come out. I'm slightly limited with space. Finally, it's basically coming out. Don't want to put the brake disc on the floor ideally. Should be able to tap this out. There we go. Whew. I think it's definitely not light. Damn. Well, there's a lot of space here now to do the rest of the work. Yeah, I'm glad I went about it this way, because the last two arms, well, I've got so much space to work on here now. Can move that over to the workbench in a bit to angle grind the rest off. It's always entertaining to work on a car on your own. I gotta say, one of the nicest things about working on cars is you get to learn a lot about not just yourself, about your cars, but you also get to develop in a way which is, you know, you have to be creative about certain things, think outside the box, think outside of a way in which the norm would be, because when you get stuck with car bolts and bits and pieces like this, it's the only way you can really deal with things. Look, if you watch YouTube, you can see so many people when they get stuck with something, they find a creative way of how to solve it and then they share it online. I'm just happy I've been able to get all of that out now. But yeah, I hope everyone's been all good. You know, this car has actually kept me quite busy during all this craziness going on in the world, and you know, once this car's done, I want to be jumping back onto the E30. I've got a lot to do with that. So fingers crossed YouTube can become something bigger for me. You know, the support is always appreciated. The enthusiasm that I have towards the cars is never going to change. You know, cars literally, engine oil runs through my veins. And that's the best way to put it. That's just what I really quickly, midst of all of this, just wanted to say. And again, thank you everyone who always does support me. All the likes, the comments, the subscribers, all the views that I get, it's always appreciated. I just think it's actually mind-boggling. I'm averaging around 1,400 views a day, and it's crazy for me to think that, wow, that many people are basically seeing something that I've created every single day. It's just surreal. It's honestly, it's so cool. I love hearing from people when they say, oh, I've inspired them to do this and that to their car, or you know, they enjoyed some of the content, they just found it nice little chilled out thing for them. So you know, it helps me, because even when I'm a bit stuck and I'm just thinking, damn, where is my life going, it's little things like that that kind of keep you going forward and keep you thinking, right, okay, yep, no, I'm on the right track. So yeah, I think enough suppiness right now from me. Let's go carry on working on the car, shall we? We've got the strut and the hub over here now onto the table, and as you can see, this nut, wow, pretty much, let's hope that it focuses on it. Is it gonna focus on it? This is basically really stuck on there. I'm gonna try and use some penetrating fluid on it again and clean up these threads, not just with that wire brush. I also got this as well, so you can probably see a little bit better with the light on there. But yeah, that's that. And this is the thread that's kind of sheared off, so you can kind of see through there. That half is missing, so at least this means that I should be able to remove the shock out of here and then work on this. But yeah, that's pretty annoying. You know, with this arm, yeah, you can probably say that I've damaged the bush over there, but if you look up here, you can see all the cracks and everything like that all over it. So this was definitely on its way out. Again, it's the same story basically on the other side as well. So it's a good thing that we are getting all this changed. None of this has really been touched. About 8-9 years. So fair play to the car. You know, it's not very common for cars like this to last that long with none of the bushes or anything like that needing to be changed, and nothing's failed. So yeah, I gotta give it to you, BMW. You did good. So I just thought I'll show you guys what I'm doing right now. I've got the original nut that went on here, got the impact wrench with the 18mm on it. I've applied loads of WD-40 on this little section, and in essence it's gonna run out soon. I think this WD-40, please don't die on me. But what I'm doing is I'm tightening this all the way. Well, I'm doing it with the impact wrench, but then carrying on tightening it, and it's actually dragging out the other end quite nicely. So I'm not going too powerful with the strength of this. So every so often I'll loosen it. There we go. As you can, not sure how well you can see that. Probably lower it a little bit more. But you should hopefully be able to. So I'll just loosen this up again. You see that little piece? Let me bring this in. You see that extra grey, well, that extra brown area, that was all inside here. So gonna keep applying WD-40. Applying it on the other side as well, hopefully. That one's out. Good thing I bought a new one. Whoa. Forgotten how much better brand new WD-40 is. But yeah, let's keep trying this. Let's hey, there we go. Boom. Wow, that is why it was stuck in there. All that powder, everything, it's just messed up all the threads inside. So yeah, we'll let that clean itself out. But I'm glad that we've been able to get that off. Gonna provide a bit more WD-40 in this area. I let that clean. Going to take the shock out of here soon. Then we just got to deal with the bottom part, and this is great. Progress, finally, yay. So working on this with the wire brush and the Torx bit and all the right tools that you need didn't go down to plan. WD-40 didn't help enough. It's literally seized on there, so tight that it's gonna need the good old friend. So take my glasses off. I'm gonna try and do it just the end first, but because I don't really want to get to cutting the knuckle. So hopefully if I just cut off the end, it will allow me to loosen up the whole thing, but I'm gonna find out. I always stop every so often just to double check the progress for one, and to also make sure nothing catches onto fire. You know what? Did I ever tell you guys how much I love my impact wrench? Because this thing, it's such a good baby. So, you might be wondering why I'm saying that. So I started to angle grind this, trying to obviously chop off that end. That didn't work out. Started chopping down this side. Started chopping down this part as well, which you can see there. Started chopping it, chop, but nothing was happening. So I put the angle grinder again on it, and it just started to loosen everything, and voila! Ooh-wee! And I didn't even cause any damage to it. Happy days. Oh no, wait! I still need to take the shock absorber out, otherwise I can't take it out. Okay, so that's next. How are we gonna do that? Let's try this. No, something, right? I'm gonna figure that out now. I think I'm gonna hammer it up that way, this, or try and loosen this part as well, actually, if I can loosen that in any way, shape or form. But yeah, let's figure that out now. Here's one nice little thing about removing everything. Through there, I got such good access to take off the boot for this and take off this arm. Then I gotta deal with this damn thing being seized into there. So yeah, I'm gonna first remove all of this here. I can get access to the little clip at the top, just right there at the top, just about there. So once I get rid of that, I'll be able to move this whole thing backwards and whatnot. So another little something that I've learned is if you take off the cap, if you take off the cover like I have, you see how the nut for holding this in is all the way back there? That's because the steering is all the way to the right near enough. So once I turn it all the way to the left, it'll make my life a lot easier over here. So I'm just gonna do that now. I'll let you guys watch that. The joys of working on UK cars, I should say, because I feel like this is a big problem with UK cars because we get so much road salt and stuff like that. Just everything just gets seized up. It's really annoying. Ta-da! So there is the nut that I need to remove. I think it's like a 30 something mil. So it's going to be interesting. It's not a hex. I think it's a, well, I think it's 10 sides on it. Wait a minute, one. Oh, it's eight sides on it. So yeah, I just got to try and remove that now. So I'm about to try something now to undo the steering arm. I've got the jack there. I've got the adjustable wrench on it. Right, let's, as I'm jacking it up, it should hopefully be loosening that. I think that's actually working. It looks to have loosened it. Ah, don't tighten it again. Has that cracked it loose? Yes, it has. Bang on. Brilliant. Right. That is a good example of using your head instead of using your muscles. That's very easy. So right, take that off, and then we've got to deal with the really annoying stuck on bolt going through the rear control arm for the front. Ah. So that's all been moved out of the way. Now it's a matter of how to deal with this damn annoyingness going on here. At least now I've got all this space to play with. Cause some impact across the whole thing. And now I'm going to try and get the original bolt back onto it, apply some more WD-40 and do the same thing that I did. Try and do the same thing that I did with the front shock. Fingers crossed that works. I'll be honest, I'm not very hopeful on it. But you have to try, and I think that's the best way it is. So I bought this extended 18mm from, where was it from again? From Machine Mart, and hopefully that's going to help me release everything. Look at that, I'm working through the gloves. That's dedication. But yeah, let's see what I can do with this. So right, I had to chop the end off slightly because it was a bit damaged from one of the nuts that I tried to use. I've started to use the gun on it and I think it is working. So let's try it a bit more. Let's see if that's working. Yep, that looks like it's pulling itself out. Oh, sorry. Wow. Okay. Now that looks like it's just spinning. I'm not sure. So it's appearing like as though the nut has stuck itself onto the thread. Yes. Right. If this works, I'm gonna be so happy. Saves me a lot more time than having to drill it out. Yes, I think that was it. Yeah, there we go. We've got it out, we got it loose. Perfect. Woo! Yes! Damn, this thing was very rusted on it. This is why copper grease is really important. So things like this don't really cause you an issue. Great success. Now I got to deal with the front shock. So I'm gonna put it in back into its place, and then bolt up the top. Nothing needs to be bolted at the bottom, but I'm just gonna basically tap this area one way or another until it slides all the way out. I might just tap on this, I'm not sure yet. But I need to get the front shock out of there. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna work on the bench, so we've got to try that now. Another quick little update. You'll notice something. I got some new front hubs. Let me move that out of the way. So found these on eBay fairly cheap, made an offer to go and collect them. I think they were, both of them was actually £50, which was really cheap. My local BMW breaker was like £60 each. So that was a bargain, I would say, maybe, or this is probably the going rate. With the actual hubs, they're actually universal for all the E60, E61 models. Basically 520D up to 550i. Apart from the M5, these will fit. So I got to change the brake disc over, and I probably, I don't know, this one's cracked over here, but we got the other one for that. This will probably still work, but got the other one, so it should be all right. I'll show you what happened. So as you can probably see, this crack here, it's just been getting worse and worse as I've been trying to get the shock out. Now I don't need the shock anymore, so in essence I can just take the brake disc off and the plug for it, and that's all I need from this. Everything else on here can basically be scrapped. I'm gonna prepare the old one first, get the brake discs off, and then look at putting, no, you know what, no. I'm gonna look at getting the new one, putting onto the bench, getting the new brake discs off, with the new brake disc, but I think it's from like a 530D or a 525D, putting on the other one. You can see this is much cleaner, and these metal guards are actually in good condition still, unlike this one which had broken. So it's kind of a two-in-one. I've got the new plates for brake shields, I should say, good condition, new hubs. Because now's the fun part, taking the discs off. I'm hoping this will be fairly easy while I've got the whole thing on the workbench. This actually looks slightly rounded off. Just heating up this bolt a little bit because it decided to kill itself. Right, I think that's enough heat applied into it. Where's the other little piece that I bought just now? Bought this real quickly from Tool Station, I think it was. Got a feeling this is gonna get quite a fair amount of use. Desperately doing as much as I can to get this damn thing loose. That looks properly in there. Ideally, I don't want to have to drill this out and then make new threads. So at the moment, that's what I'm desperately trying to accomplish. But yeah, I'm going to keep working on this now. So this, I think this is the driver's side hub that I got extra. Was a lot easier to take off. The actual bolt, I managed to remove it on its own without having to drill everything out. So I'm just going to clean everything up. That looks good enough to me now. So this one's good. This one's basically ready. Get rid of all the dirt. So now I've got to prepare this hole for a new tap. So it's an M8 size bolt. There it is. This is an M8. This is the old one that was stuck on the other side. It literally has embedded itself in, but I just thought leave it there for now. Might need it later on. The important thing here is just to take your time. I'm gonna have to keep adding some form of lubrication. That will help as well. Quick little update, some good news. Managed to get this threaded in. Actually, while I was threading it, the old piece basically came out. So that's part of the original bolt. But everything is threaded, everything looks good. It's all coming out nicely. Let me put my glove away. So yeah, that's also, I'm gonna test out one of the new bolts now. Just gonna undo it. This took forever. Luckily it was forever, but you guys didn't have to watch it all, because that's the beauty of vlogging. Ah, there we go. You did me proud. So another big thank you to A2Z. They've been able to hook me up with some new brake discs and pads for the car. So that's great news. The front brake discs, I've noticed they were below the minimum thickness for what you need to be able to drive the car safely. There's a couple of explanations on why you need to check minimum thickness minimum thickness of your brake discs. It's a lot to do with your brake pads, being able to push them in and out wide enough and all those kind of things. So yeah, that's one thing that I've just gotten ready to go on the car. But the good thing is that now basically means I can start reassembling the front end. So there's the old setup, bye-bye. But it does also mean I need to find out which one of the front coils goes where. So I don't know if they're both either side they can be used on, or they've got any markings, so just need to double check all of that. Ooh, so excited! Yeah, this is gonna be sick. So just quickly test fitting over here. But there we go, that's it, basically test fitted. When I say test fitted, that's just how it's going to be sat there for now. So basically what I'm going to look at doing now is measuring the length of the shocks, measuring everything that I need to, basically make sure the preload and all those kind of things are all set up correctly, or as best as I can do it, because I'm not a professional with it. And just double check the ride height as well. Put it next to the old shock and just have a look to see if there's much difference in anything. So yeah, time to take these off and get the settings right. So with everything removed from the front end of the car, I thought this would be a great moment to actually look at ending this part of the video, because it's pretty long as it is. But yeah, I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment for me, especially if I could have done anything differently. Yeah, subscribe if you'd like to. That would really help. I'm trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if any one of you can help me get to that point, sharing the video, always really appreciated. But yeah, please subscribe if you want to see more content from me with regards to working on the cars, and bits and pieces that you can possibly look at giving a try as well. I'm not a professional, just got a hobby of doing all of this, and you can all try it too. So I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, catch you later.